Hi everyone, welcome to Grounded Holidays, your December wellbeing series. And I'm Melanie Gabby, a mental health and wellbeing specialist, bringing you psychology and spirituality. And as I've said in other videos, I created this series because I know that December can stir the waters for many. So today we're looking at how to navigate challenging family dynamics. Now, we covered a little bit of this in a previous video, but now we're heading towards the sort of last week before Christmas. It's worth a visit again. So hopefully you've been keeping a journal, you've got your game plan on your December calendar of the activities and the things, and as we head towards the Christmas holidays, or any holidays actually, whatever religion you are, then it's worth knowing all the tools that you've wrote separately in your sheet of these things that you're doing that work for you. So that's when you get up in the morning, you have some time out, you pause, you breathe, you do some 3 deep breaths, you look at what what you're grateful for, your gratitude list, you have a mantra, and all of that sounds like a lot, but actually, once you get into the rhythm of it, it's like 5 or 10 minutes. And if you've got time, you have a deep soak or a shower, you do some stretching, some yoga before you get your body moving for the rest of the day. It can make a big difference. If you're pushed for time, but you have got backache and you're not sleeping well, just doing 2 or 3 stretches honestly can really make a difference. So we know that family dynamics can feel intense during the holidays, and we're moving up into that more intense period. Old roles surface, emotions run high, and boundaries blur. And there are 3 ways to navigate challenging interactions. So, number 1, don't take the bait. Their triggers are not your responsibility. So, if we looked at people on a continuum, so we've got mental health on a continuum, feeling well, feeling okay, little bit stressed, but you're managing, you've got your plan, you've got your toolkit, you've got your survival toolkit, the chaos and the stress. But we've also have families on a level of functionality. We'll have fairly healthy functioning families, but there'll still be things that happen. We've got different personalities, different traits, ages, expectations, and different things that are going on in the year for people. Then we've got, as we go towards this end, we've got more chaotic families, dysfunctional, drugs, alcohol, rows, domestic abuse, and the narcissist families where there are characters in there that have been responsible for just tearing everything up and making life difficult for a lot of people, where you're walking on eggshells and things just feel really hard. So their triggers, not your responsibility. Tough one, isn't it? Because other people can blame you for something that's been activated in them. So it's not saying that depending on the family and the situation, it's not like you're saying you don't care. Um, and people do matter, but it's how we have to really, at the end of the day, take ownership and responsibility for what we're experiencing. So if we've got a partner, maybe we'll talk about that, or a friend, and we can say what's driving us mad, and getting in the way and making us feel X, Y, and Z. But it's good to talk through it and then say, okay, how can I manage this? How can I do it differently? If you stay in the story, you'll stay stuck in the pain, the guilt, the hurt, the disappointment, expectation, and all that other stuff. Now, some people where there has been a lot of trauma in childhood, that can be easily triggered. So it's it is quite a demand and a challenge, but that's why you need a range of support factors around you. And sometimes we have to make the decision that we're not going to engage with certain people at all. So the other one is use the grey rock technique. So they talk about this a lot in conversations around narcissism and narcissistic families or people. Now, I'm using the term in a more clinical way, but even I, as a therapist and clinician for years, would never even attempt to analyze or diagnose anybody with that. But you can see traits. We might all have those traits to some degree of something, but where it fits more classic symptoms and you've become aware of these patterns and games that get played out, then the grey rock technique might be the only one to deploy. And there's a lady whose link I'm going to put under some of these videos who works in America, and she supports men and women who have to face these characters in court when they're getting divorced or going for child rights. So grey rock is neutral responses, no emotional engagement, and protecting your peace at all cost. And like I said in many of the other videos, when you give your brain a framework and a target, and I'm not saying fill all that with things to do. No, you've got to look at, where am I getting rest and relaxation? Where am I getting time to myself, to do my hobbies, to have a bath, to go to the cinema, to watch a film, as well as run around, get the shopping, work, meet deadlines, travel, whatever those things are. But if you're coming into contact with certain family members because you can't avoid it, then you do need your toolkit and survival kit. So you want to come out of there feeling as or go in feeling as equipped as possible. Will it always work? Maybe not. Will you always come out of there feeling like you've succeeded in anything? Maybe not, because if these patterns run deep, then this pattern work to do, and they're not going to disappear. But you might just come out less bruised, or even the neutrality has just worked better. It really depends on the family and the situation, the dynamics. Have clear exits, have your exits plan, a walk, a bathroom break, a phone call, space and safety. And even call your partner if you're with your own family and need a bit of support. Have a plan. Have a game plan with friends. Lots of friends are going through this, and I suggested to one of my clients who's got a really good friendship group to say, you could even organise a Zoom call, just an hour, where you'll just sit and defrag together and say, oh, it was like this, but also, what did I do that went well? What did I do different that I'm proud of? So you can celebrate with people who will celebrate with you too. You are allowed to protect your emotional well-being. You're allowed to conserve your energy for you. We have to start thinking about the energy exchanges, and it's a capital. If you saw every minute of your energy that you give out into people, places, situations that isn't isn't benefiting you in any way, and not all situations will. You've got to look at every one of those minutes as a pound, for example, or a dollar. And you go, okay, these dollars add up. They're given out. Wouldn't you rather give out those dollars into situations, people, places, and things that actually do work for you? So we can't escape absolutely everything, or maybe we can. We can go to retreat. We can do vipassana meditation retreat where we don't talk to anyone for 10 days. We can go up in a mountain, stay in a lodge and stare at a lake, or get in your camper van, and lots of people do that. So work on what works for you. And if you've got a partner, work on a game plan. And if you have disagreements, work through the disagreements, but protect your energy at all costs. Okay, you're allowed. In fact, it's imperative that you do. So in the comment below, what's your go-to response for family drama? What is the thing that you deploy that helps? Because anyone that's watching these videos, they may get some tips from you. I can only work with what I've come into contact with and my own personal experiences. Okay, so like and subscribe, press the bell if you want to get more notifications of my video. Right, my camera went off there. I do apologise about that, but hopefully you got the crux of this message.